What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the Las Vegas Convention Center. We have walked a total of 40 miles in 4 days to find you guys the top 5 Toyotas at SEMA this year. Let's get started. All right guys, here we are with Mike, known as Mammoth 4Runner, and his 2025 4Runner. How's it going, Mike?
Good, doing awesome, man.
Congrats, you made it to the top 5.
Thank you, yeah, super stoked.
Before we dive into your vehicle, what do you do for a living?
Well, a lot of social media, YouTube. Mammoth 4Runner kind of started with my 88 4Runner, moved to my 5th gen 4Runner. Latest was the Tacoma, and now the final one is the 6th gen 4Runner 2025,
dude,
yeah.
The Tacoma you built was insane.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, I think it was a beast.
It was a beast for
it was
sure.
hard getting rid of it, I'll tell you that much.
Dude, let's start from the front and work our way to the back.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you have for your front bumper?
So this is Lil B's fabrication. This is our first full-size bumper with this bull bar.
All sensors intact?
All sensors intact. You move everything up here, up to the top here. No Christmas lights on the dash. It worked out perfectly. Super simple install.
Sweet. What winch are you rocking?
So this is going to be from Come Up winch. This is their 9.5 pound winch, and it's a pretty unique style as far as fitting in the bumper because it kind of lays down flat. It's actually mounted right here. These 4 bolts.
Sick, dude. I love the logo that you got here.
Thank
nice
you.
touch.
Little touch, little things, you know.
Dude, love it. I love the Cybon hood. How have you been liking it so far?
Oh, dude, it's awesome, and it's fully functional too. So I actually got the rain catch taken out of here. Did that for the trip.
One of the things that impresses me a lot, guys, is with this hood is when it comes out of the box, how lightweight.
Oh yeah, it's about 30% lighter than the stock, and obviously with the 2025 TRD off-roads and stuff, you don't get the hood scoop. So this was like a perfect opportunity to just throw that on, and I mean, look at it. You know?
That's sick, man. Let's move over here. What do you have for headlights?
Headlights are gonna be Alpha X. These are the Nova series.
How do you like them so far?
I love Alpha X. I've ran Alpha X on all the rigs, and it's a must. Yeah.
Do you like the light output on these?
Light output's good. The up and down function on the inside works still with the aftermarket lights.
That is true, and that is really cool. All right, the setup is nuts, right?
Yeah.
You just bought a brand new vehicle and you went ham. What suspension system are you
So this is going to be Wicked Creations 3.5 long travel kit with their bypass mounts. They've got their cam tab gussets in the front, and yeah, the thing's a monster. So that's where I'm getting all my width from. It's allowing me to fit the Nitto Trail Grapplers, the 38 at 1352, so they're the wide
38. Damn, they're super wide.
Yeah,
beefy.
super wide.
And then you said you had locked off-road wheels.
Yeah, locked off-road wheels. These are their
beadlocks?
true beadlocks. These are their forged beadlocks. They are called Invaders. Top tier.
Mike, how much travel are you getting from this long travel kit?
So we measured it with 35-inch tires, about 14 inches of front travel. I haven't measured it with the 38s, probably somewhere in the 12 range, but it really depends on your wheel and tire setup.
Dude, that's a good number.
Yeah.
What do you have for rock sliders?
So there's gonna be RCI's rock sliders. They're full bolt-on rock sliders. I love the clean look of them.
Dude, I see that you worked with Yoda Works, I'm guessing on the tuning, right?
Yeah, full
hence the
tune.
decal.
Yeah, I got a YouTube video coming out, the first tune for the 6th gen 4Runner coming out for that, and so we'll be introducing the tune for the...
Would you be able to tease how much gains you were able to get from?
Not quite yet. I don't have all the information, but it's night and day difference, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah.
How much more boost does it push?
Yeah, they basically turns the gain up. So basically it's hitting around like that 4,000, 5,000 RPMs where usually it falls off. It like keeps gaining. So it's a night and day difference. I did a YouTube video on my Tacoma, and it's pretty much the same feeling as the Tacoma. You jump in it with the new gens, it's just, you feel it right off the bat. Whereas like the 5th gen, I was always kind of like, I think I feel it.
Yeah.
But with the turbos now, it's like it opened up a whole new door for the tuning world.
Now, you're rocking 38-inch tires.
Yeah.
Have you re-geared?
No, but I do have gears. I just haven't installed them yet. They're not technically available yet, but they will be here shortly.
Who's doing the gears for these new rigs?
Revolution.
Okay.
Yeah, Revolution has gears. I hope I can say that.
No, yeah. Well, it's a nice tease for them.
Yeah, there you
now,
go.
obviously, you go up in tire size, you're going to want to re-gear.
Yeah, just do it properly.
How bad has it gotten, or has it not gotten bad at all?
It's surprisingly pretty good. On my 5th gen, I was tuned, I was geared, I had 38s on there, and the thing was sluggish. This is by far a way better experience, even stock.
With the new gens, a lot of people are hating on the 4-bangers, but the way that they came out, man.
Oh no, it's
like 35s, you don't feel them like you do with the 3rd gens.
Right.
Right? Like obviously, you're going up in tire size, guys, you're gonna want to re-gear.
Yeah.
But it's not sluggish like the 3rd gen, and it's just hunting for that gear.
Right. In my opinion, I feel like the previous gens, the 3rd gens, the 5th gens, they were built for like 33-inch tires, and then it was pushing them at 35s. Whereas these ones, I feel like Toyota wanted you to throw in 35s. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to 38.
Let's push
won't be
the
too
limit.
far off.
That's crazy, dude. What do you have for the roof rack?
So that's gonna be Front Runner's Slim Sport roof rack, brand new to the market as well. I think it's being released in the next couple weeks. And then I have it in combination with their mole panels on the side wings there.
Dude, it looks super clean. I love how it connects right here. Do you like how, is it sturdy?
Super sturdy, super easy install, pretty straightforward on that one.
Have you done anything inside?
Not a lot, I still got more coming for that.
Oh, nice.
But we do have taco vinyls, door skins.
What seat? Are these seat covers?
Yeah,
or?
that's seat covers unlimited. Obviously, we got the pedal commander in there, aux beam, switch panel, and then we have tent and workshops, all their climate knobs and shifter knobs. So, of course, with the orange accents, because, you know.
That's your vibe.
My thing, yeah.
Damn,
Thank you.
this looks really cool.
I got the mountain vibe going on.
Dude, I love how it looks inside. Like, this truck is you, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a Mammoth, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. That's cool. Let me ask you this. Why Mammoth?
So when I started all this, I lived up in Mammoth Lakes. So I got my 88 4Runner, and the first idea was basically to go around Mammoth and post all the 4Runners in Mammoth, but there was only like 2. So I switched it from Mammoth 4Runners to Mammoth 4Runner, and the name stuck ever since.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool story. All right, Mike, real quick, before we move to the back, I noticed these rigid lights.
Yes.
Are these the Adapt?
Yeah, that's the Adapt series. That's the 40-inch Adapt series light bar from Rigid. I did a little modifying with this roof rack. I actually trimmed off the side a little bit just to make it fit. But it's a super solid light bar, super bright. It's got a daytime running light going through the top. That's pretty.
I love that feature.
Oh, dude, it's so
now,
sick.
for the viewers, Adapt is because it basically, the light moves depending on how you're driving, correct?
Yeah, so there is a setting in there. You can bring it out, bring it in. It's got like a GPS function in the front too, so it kind of senses when the light's coming, which is pretty
nuts.
epic. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that light bar. Every time I see it on the rig, I'm like, damn, that's beautiful. All right, let's talk about the back. When I saw this bumper getting developed, I was stoked, man.
Yeah.
Just to see the angle at which it's at.
Talk about a departure angle, huh?
Who did this bumper?
So this is New Windworks, and I would say this is probably one of the uniquest touches to the truck at the moment, because I mean, for the 5th gens, we waited years before a high clearance rear bumper came out like this. We call it the booty lift. So for them to get it out for the 2025 4Runner so quickly, I mean, this is it right here.
Dude, it looks so good. You got so much high clearance.
Yeah. I get the F-35 jet vibes, because like coming up like this.
Dude, that is sick. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And then you got the sensors right here, so you're not losing none of that?
Nothing, yeah. This is our first bumper incorporating all the sensors.
Dude.
No Christmas lights, no resetting, nothing. It was good to go.
If you're there looking at this video, you guys did a great job with this bumper, man.
Oh yeah.
Freaking loving it. You got your little ladder here?
I got my whittle ladder. It is a must. That's also from Front Runner.
What taillights are these? This is the first taillights I see for the 6th gen.
Yeah, so that is brand new from Alpha Rex. They were just released yesterday. I did a little install video on those as well.
Oh gosh. That's really nice, guys.
All sequential.
That is really nice. And then when you reverse, obviously we can't do that right now, but what turns white?
This whole piece right here turns white.
Man, Alpha Rex is killing it.
Yeah, and it's pretty bright too.
Dude, I can't wait to get those. So I'm building a 4Runner for my fiance.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Super stoked on it. I love this thing.
Yeah.
And the build quality between the 4Runner and the Tacoma.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this. On the 4Runner, it's a lot nicer.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We're converting you.
Yeah. So when you have to open this door, one thing, does the ladder come up with it? And what happens with the swing out?
Yeah, so the ladder swings out. So you got your latch. At the moment, we don't have a stopper for it.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot of this was like last minute stuff.
Freaking me out, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna swing out.
Yeah, don't forget it on the trail.
Oh, dude, that will destroy your car.
Yeah.
Oh,
and there you go.
Dude, and I love how they did this.
Yeah, this was pretty unique.
Sick.
They kept this whole side here so you can actually like use it to set stuff on.
Yeah, sort of like a little mini table.
Yes.
Wow, I'm really impressed with this bumper.
Yeah, they knocked it out. You get to keep your hitch too. They rebuilt the hitch. It cuts the frame too. So in order to get that high clearance, so you actually cut the back of your frame to get this on.
Anything that we might have missed on, Mike?
The shocks. We got locked off-road 2.5 rear shocks in the rear to help with all the extra travel now.
What about coils?
And then the coilover is going to be locked 2.5 long travel spec. Those are rated at 650, so to help compensate that extra weight for the bumper. But yeah, they're super solid shocks, and dude, yeah, I love it.
What do you plan to do next, or is this it?
So next, re-gear. I got front locker coming from Eaton, a couple other little things, but other than that, dude, we're going to get out on the trail.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to have to do a trail run or something.
Hey, let's go on a run, man.
Do it, man.
That would be sick. Make sure to check them out, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, here we are with Matt in his 2024 Land Cruiser. How's it going, Matt? How are you?
Doing great, thank you. How are you?
Doing great, dude. Stoked to be here and stoked to know everything about your rig. Before we start, what do you do for a living, Matt?
I'm actually a medical claims director. So when you go to the doctor and you pay your copay, and that goes to me and my guys, and we go ahead and process that and get the payments out to the doctors.
Dude, that's awesome. Let's start from the front,
Sure.
Make our way to the back. One of the things that I noticed, the elephant in the room
lights.
here, the
Yeah.
lights. What are you rocking for lights?
I work with Diode Dynamics. I've been working with them since my Subi days. So we've got a total of 14 Stage Series 5 Diode Dynamic lights. They are in the sport orientation with combo lenses. I love the DRLs the diode puts out. I think it just adds an ambiance to the vehicle.
It won't blind you. It's like a cool
No,
little
yeah.
accent that you got going on.
Exactly.
Dude, I love it. What about bumper?
So bumper wise, this is actually the brand new, yet to be released DV8 full width rear bumper. If there's an Achilles tendon of these Land Cruisers off the lot, it's the garnish that goes right here.
Yeah.
The air dam, just like with all Toyotas,
yeah, they look
but
horrible.
these ones really have it.
Yeah.
So this really kind of definitely increases your overall clearance, increases the approach angle. I like to do rock crawling and get out there. So if you look, you can see that I've actually got a few marks on here. I do use my rig.
Hell yeah. What's your winch rated for?
Winch is weighted for 1350. That's an OBS synthetic, and then with the DV8 pocket recovery hook as well, so that everything stays nice and clean.
So originally, Matt, when you were building this thing, what was the goal? Is this your daily? Like, were you looking at be your weekend rig?
Honestly, this is my daily. I run an off-road group, so I like to go out and do weekend warrior stuff on the weekend, but it is a daily, so I haven't gone extreme. But really the goal on this was setting up a rig that can handle multiple terrains for my off-road group, because I have everything from beginners to people that are doing 6, 7, and 8s out at Logandale
Wow, and
and
you
out
run
at
that?
Sound Hollow, and I run it,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So we've got like 5,000 members, and I'm like doing everything from bunny hills and beginner runs to rock crawling. So I wanted to build a vehicle that could tackle all of that, you know, as much as possible without getting fully dedicated into one or the other.
Sick. Let's talk about your wrap.
Sure.
When it comes to wrapping, you can go so crazy.
Yeah.
But I've never seen what you're doing, man. And it's the second time or third time I see you doing like a different style.
Sure. So I can tell you right now, this is nothing new. It's new to off-road, but when I was doing my Subaru stuff a couple years ago, and you're in around the JDM market, this stuff is everywhere. And I mean, if you ever want inspiration, go to like an import show, because those guys are off the chain. So I seen this, and it was just with like simple butterflies and dragons, and I was like, okay, let's get an off-road pattern. So we did topography at the earlier part of the year. For SEMA, we did the diamond plating. It adds, you know, about 25 hours overall to the wrap, but basically to simplify
25 hours.
25 on top of the regular.
Which was how much?
Anywhere from 30 to 40 for a
Oh my
simple
God,
color
that's
change.
crazy.
So it's about 60, 70 hours to go into this. The simplest way to put it, it's a sticker on top of a sticker. So basically you just print out your design, and then you lay your top coat over it, do a heat gun and a foam roller, and spend a couple hours, and it just pulls it out, makes it nice and subtle.
Dude, that is freaking sick. You can tell a lot of work went into that.
I needed a transition, and one of the things that I've learned is that pinstriping is actually very vital. What happens is when you're out in the mud and the snow and the gunk, that is gonna get under the pinstripe. You're gonna see this lift before it gets under the main layer, and then you lose the whole panel. So you'll see this start to lift. You pull the pinstriping, wipe it clean, put a new one, and you don't lose your whole panel.
That's such
and
good
that way you're
advice.
not rewrapping.
That is really good advice. Man.
So out in the desert, out especially in Vegas, it's really harsh. So I mean, we gotta think outside the box of how can we maximize our wraps considering the cost, right?
Cool, dude. What a nice attention to detail.
Thank you.
Matt, before we move to the back, what headlights do you have?
So those are the all new Alpha Rex Nova series. I was over the moon with these. I've been chasing these guys since Overland SoCal. It does have the startup sequence. It does have the selectable DRLs. It was, I mean, 4 bolts just in, perfect plug and play. Nothing, no brain power required. It just boom.
Dude,
it was
that's
great.
sick.
Yeah.
Let's talk suspension, wheels,
Sure.
and tires. What are you running?
Sure. So suspension, I linked up with Dobinson's. We're running the MRR 3-way fully adjustable. We're running a 3-inch on the front, and we're running a heavy 2-inch on the rear. I knew that I'd be going this route, so I worked with David Otero at Dobinson's and really kind of set up my weights, and we calculated it. By the way, really cool guy. I was like, I'm gonna add a winch. This is my winch. So we did all the weights. He patiently walked through, fully adjustable. We have the UCAs that they just recently came out with. So those are the nice, sexy aluminum polished.
Sick.
Yeah, they're little works of art.
Dude, so immediately when I see this vehicle, I see the stance and I can tell performance.
Yeah.
You get me? Because sometimes some of us would go and do like much wider offsets, there's wheels sticking out. You know that the second they bottom out, it's gonna rub.
It does.
I look at your rig and I'm like, dude, this guy, he knows what's up. You get me? Like the stance is there, performance-wise, you're solid.
It
Do
is.
you feel like suspension-wise you're there?
Suspension-wise, I am there. It took a while because everything was new to market. The biggest issue that I had of all things was bump stops.
Yeah.
I couldn't find bump stops, so we were doing like high-speed dune runs and whatnot, and I was bottoming out. Again, Dobinson's to the rescue, David. We found out that the Tundra ones actually fit right up in there. So we got some adjustable ones. I worked with them, and now we're completely dialed. I have no bump. I have no rub at full lock and reverse. I have no rub at full compression. So yeah, it took a while to get dialed in, but it is there.
Awesome. Let's move on to the back. Let's talk interior, Matt.
Sure.
I'm loving your seat covers here.
Thank you. So I am here with Caltrans seat covers, and they went ahead and did a custom pattern specifically for SEMA on this one. So they're introducing it here. The red Land Cruiser has the same pattern, but with red stitching. They are also working on a Mocha and a Java and a saddle coming out as well. But we dropped this off in Burbank. They did the full-on laser scan. So if you get a Land Cruiser Caltrans seat cover, you know the vehicle it came off of. It got scanned off of this one. Going on further in the interior, again, working with DVA. So we have the interior MOLLE panels. I have the Rego rear MOLLE panels and adjustable shelf, which we'll get to. And then this is not yet released. This will be released in Q1,
I was gonna ask you about that. What is
that?
That
is the Ruby Grid bullet point mounting solutions for the Tacoma, the 4Runner, and the Land Cruiser.
Whoa,
they're all the same design. So this is out. He sent it to me. This is the prototype. They just did the final approval. That's actually on the other Land Cruiser, but it should be out in the next Q1, Q2.
Cool.
But
I've been
yeah,
waiting for someone to come up with something like that.
It is very solid. The nice thing is it mounts directly to the radio is right there, so it's a solid mount, and it's out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. So you just have your little things peeking over, but other than that,
very low profile.
Yes,
Sick.
exactly.
Let's talk fender flares. This looks solid, man, and really nice design. What is this? Is this just like glued on there, bolted on?
Believe it or not, it is 3M tape. And then I went and got Gorilla Tape and adhesion promoter. I normally would never do that in my life. However, because I'm running a wrap, the adhesion's to the wrap, so I'm like okay with that. It doesn't screw in or bolt in. Originally, this is my second set. So my original set actually came from Japan. I work with Crossmember and Ladder Frame over there. So they sent me this and an overhead console, like some stuff from over there. Like you'll see I have the rear Japanese fog on this.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
that's right.
So they sent that to me. Now you can find them on eBay, direct from China, and they just come over. So you can find them everywhere. Initially, it was something a little special, but you know how that goes.
Hey, let's talk roof rack. What do you have up there?
Sure. So the roof rack is the all new. It just got released about a month ago. It's the DV8 low profile. I've been doing this a long time. This is by far and away my favorite roof rack. It is modular. They're coming out with all sorts of different mounts. So they're going to come out with light mounts. They're going to come out with like kayak mounts, bike mounts, all these different kind of modular designs. I can tell you one of my favorite things, you see where you're grabbing right there?
Yeah.
That entire light tray comes out. So if you want to change your lighting orientation or you want to rewire it, the tray comes out. You want to switch it to bars, you can just pull that tray, switch it out to bars. You want to run pods. So when we were setting up for SEMA, I didn't have to remove the whole roof rack or climb up. I just undid like 3 bolts and the entire module
just
came off. Redid all my lighting and then bolted it right back up. This stayed on the vehicle the whole time.
Sick. It looks really nice. I love what DV8 did with that rack.
Yeah.
What about your tent? That's a new tent.
Yeah, so this is brand new from Open Road. This is the aluminum RTT. It's coming in about 150 pounds, so it is still beefy, but it is very low profile. Looking at kind of my miles per gallon and the impact there, it was half. It didn't really add any like hit to the miles per gallon.
Since you touched on miles per gallon, what are you getting right now with these size tires and your current setup?
We're getting about 15 and a half, 16 on 37s.
Cool. Whoa.
As long as I drive according to the DMV. So anytime I go above 70.
Then it starts to get into the miles per gallon territory.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing's miles per gallon. So yeah.
Dude, really cool to see how Rago is stepping up and doing these bumpers.
It is
super clean.
Rego DV8, Horsepower Automotive as a whole, and they just got ADD and C4. So they're kind of going through a revamp. You know, their powder coating's much better. Their design is much cleaner. Their lead designer, Brandon, is phenomenal to work with. This is the full width. So they make it in 2 different ones. They make it in just the regular like this, and then they have the wings as well, and then with the cutouts and everything. But yeah, really, really clean design overall. It is the only full width steel bumper that I'm aware of that's just kind of a OEM-ish look without having the swing outs and the you know, the big beefiness that comes along with it. So we're really happy with that.
Matt, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So up here, the molly panels.
Yep, fully adjustable. I can take these and go all the way down here or bring it all the way up here depending on my needs. So when I take the dog, we bring this up here and then the dog bed fits under there, and it also prevents her from jumping over.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so, but yeah, this is fully adjustable. It'll go all the way, you know, from the top to the bottom, and then obviously you have to adjust the width. But it's very convenient for me because my recovery gear goes there. I run a Wolfbox Tri-Pro. I know everyone's like, how are you gonna see out of your back? I got a camera that's better than the OEM factory, that's how.
Cool.
So,
And even with the OEM factory one, like you can still see it somewhat good, and it's freaking, now you don't need to worry about all this stuff.
Right.
One of the biggest concerns that I had, if this is noisy.
It is not, surprisingly. And I wondered that as well. Actually, where it concerned me was when I don't have it loaded, I'm like, am I gonna listen to this thing? And no, as long as you tighten it well, even going down washboards, I have never had issues with it, you know, rattling, making a bunch of noise. This is probably my favorite thing that Rego puts out, aside from the ditch lights. Their ditch lights are phenomenal on the brackets, but this is by far my favorite.
I'm loving this setup. Matt, one last question before we go. What's your favorite trail?
My favorite trail locally would be Bitter Springs. It's in the Valley of Fire. It's about 20 miles down the road.
Oh, so here in Vegas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here in Vegas. It's a washout that runs parallel. So for me, again, running a group, I can have the people that aren't ready for that can sit there and watch us and learn. And those of us that are ready to rock and roll, get to put on a show. We get the drone in the air and just have a lot of fun.
That's awesome, Matt. Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a sick rig and what an awesome build, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you.
Here we are with Scott at Randy's Worldwide booth and their what year Tundra?
This is our 2022 Tundra. We had it pretty early on. It was an early build truck. At this point, the most R&D vehicle we've ever done. It's gone through literally every phase of product development, up from a spacer lift to our EXP coilovers to normal coilover kits to our bracket lift a couple years ago here at SEMA, and now this.
Made it all the way to the top.
Right, yeah, hopefully it's her last iteration because we're running out of stuff we can do to her. So, but we're real excited about this one.
It's really cool to see when companies take care of a certain platform, right? In this case, the Tundra, and give love to it, because Tundra owners love it when more aftermarket products start to come in. And I cannot wait to show you guys what this Tundra has in store for us. Let's start in the front, make our way to the back. But before we do that, what made you guys want to take on this next step with this build?
Well, basically the bracket lift was on the truck. You know, the kit's great, but it was bigger than what we wanted. Works great in the whoops, but not as good as it could. We built that 24 Tacoma last year, and we kind of wanted something more in that range, be able to skip across whoops a little bit, and that Tacoma doesn't care. Big holes just eats them up, right? So rather than going out buying another new vehicle, cutting that all up to make something cool, we were like, well, let's just recycle this. It's a great truck. You know, it was the recall motor. We got the new motor, everything's spinning like a top. We're all fans of the truck. And
everything working good now with the new recall motor? I know a lot of guys got freaked out when that started.
We never had a problem. And I also own a Tundra. I have a 23 and it spins like a top too, still on the original motor, you know, knock on wood or whatever. But we wanted to highlight that how cool this truck really is. You know, there's a contender here. There's a lot of potential. And so we did a custom fab bumper here, all made in-house by our engineering team.
I see you guys cut out here to fit those KCs. That's a nice touch right there.
KC lights up front. We've got the Alpha X headlights and fog lights here as well.
I love those things. They're so nice.
So cool.
What did you guys do for the glass?
This is Fiberworks. Right? Yeah, Fiberworks glass. Kind of the idea behind the look of it. We have the Tacoma's wild looking, crazy wrap and all that, but we wanted something more subtle, relatable to your average Tundra owner. And so instead of wrapping it like we always do, like let's get some paint done. And we hooked up with Customs by Lopez, who does super badass hot rod paint jobs, and he crushed it on this thing.
Dude,
so,
I'm so glad you touched on that, because the second I stepped in here, guys, look, they even did it so that the fender like has this black glossy to it.
Make it look like that factory,
like
fender flare.
Dude. And so well done. That's crazy.
Paint match came off good, and you know, fiberglass is tough to match the factory paint, but looks great even in the sun.
That's a really good job.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this elephant in the room here. What's going on with this suspension, man?
So we have one off our prototype for now, 3.5 inch over long travel kit with billet upper control arms. Same sort of features with the upper as we run on our production kits, just, you know, wider. Double adjusters, so it's all fully adjustable for caster and camber with the upper arm when it's on the truck. Delta joint pro ball joint and all that good stuff. The lower though is what's going to be cool. So fully boxed lower, again 3.5 inch over. What is not easy to see and is not a normally sexy sort of thing, but the reason we haven't released our Tacoma long travel kit yet is because we've been developing a new type of bushing. We did want to do urethane, we didn't want to use a factory rubber style, but we don't want the noises and squeaks associated with a lot of urethane type materials. So we've been developing our own joint. It's currently unnamed. Think of it kind of like a Johnny joint, but it would have excellent front and rearward load capacity, I guess you can say, so there's no deflection in that way, but you have zero restriction on setting alignment with the cam. So it have a center ball with like very much like a Johnny joint. It's just how the races and everything encapsulate it, allows it to move freely. We've been working on that for several years on our Bronco. Those rear links bind up pretty good just in the natural geometry, so we've been running them in the links to try to wear them out, trying to break them. And so now we're getting really close to production. So these kits will not come with any sort of urethane, but this special bushing was what kind of.
I'm looking forward to that. And when do you guys think that will be ready?
Sometime next year. This is like the first real getting close to the production article, so I don't know the timeline, but it's coming.
Cool.
And so this is something that we're going to roll into other applications because we're pretty stoked on it. It's quiet, it's relatively maintenance free, it's rebuildable, so after when it does wear out sometime, you can just take it apart, change the guts, put it back together.
The question everyone has, how much travel are we getting out of here?
So up front, right at 13 inches. The irony is our 6-inch kit gets 13 inches, just the way the geometry works out with the taller knuckle and all that stuff. So pretty standard without changing your pivots up here. The back though, we were able to get a lot more, but we'll get back to that in a minute.
Guys, the back is insane. It's crazy.
So running on 38-inch Nitto tires here, on our custom chromed Recon Pro wheels here. We wanted to bring back this polished wheel look, so we chromed them. They came out super nice. I'm stoked on it.
I really like the pre-runner vibe that it's getting with the offset. What offset is on that tire?
This is plus 25.
Plus 25. So all the new Toyotas, they track a lot wider. So now
more
kind
positive
of
is
flipped,
better.
right? We were going before with the third gens, we were going negative 25, negative 35, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But now it's kind of cool how we're coming back in.
It works better.
I'm really glad Toyota did that.
And when we were setting this up, we weren't sure what offset we would kind of need. So we actually okay, well, let's chrome a 0, a 25, and our 40 millimeter offset, so we can really cycle it and test it all for clearance and have everything ready to go for SEMA. So the 25 was the magic number, and ran with that.
Dude, it looks really good.
To help control all that stuff, partnered up with Willwood Brakes and got a set of Willwood rotors and calipers up front to make sure that they turn and move this thing forward, because it's still stock gearing. There's not really much available for Tundra gears yet that we're aware of. We hooked up with Magnuson to give their performance package. Talking to those guys, seeing what they're going to do with this new platform, and that's kind of where everything is going. So they're getting more into the airflow sort of thing, and cooling of the air, and a tune. So this has got a low temp radiator right up front.
Dude,
to boost the intercooler volume, so to speak. They're all plumbed together with the factory intercooler, so you've got a lot more volume there. It's a stage system, kind of like Icon does things, right? And you can get all these components separately, but naturally everything works better when it's all combined together. So low temp radiator cools everything up front. And then that comes with the charge air cooler there, which replaces the factory one, and is much, much higher volume and surface area to help cool down that charge air coming off the turbos.
Were you guys able to gain horsepower from this kit?
Yes, they're advertising right at 90 horses that it gains.
It gains 90 horsepower?
Correct. To be perfectly honest, we haven't had a chance to rip on it yet, just because it got finished, rolled on the trailer and came here.
Dude, that's gotta be gnarly.
With 90 horses, it's gonna move. And part of that is, the cooling aspect of it, but also a tune that comes along with it to basically open it up and let it go. Because it's very obvious that these turbos have got a lot more to offer than the factory tune's gonna give you.
Dude, I know that this engine has had a lot of problems, but also the owners that have had these trucks also talk great things about them as well.
Plenty of power, and more is always better.
Yeah.
But mine's been reliable. This one's been reliable, and to be honest, we're pretty hard on these trucks, right? And it's not like we're babying them. We're in the sand, bouncing off rev limiter all the time, and it's been fine. It was just a recall truck and got the new motor.
Do you tow with yours?
We do.
Someone here at SEMA actually recommended me to get the new generation Tundra over an F250 because it was
well, a 250 is still going to beat it, I would say. But
that's what I said. I was like, what? But he's like, nah, dude, this thing is like super good all around kind of truck.
I really like mine, and that's kind of why we pushed to get this guy going.
Dude, I'm so stoked you showed me that. That's got me pumped.
That's cool.
Let's move on to the back. I see you have a roof rack up there.
Yeah, new roof rack from KC Highlights, light bar integrated. Got your zombie lights on the side here. It looks pretty tough as far as strength goes. When we were standing on the thing when we were pretty much getting all working.
It doesn't bend or none of that?
No, very rigid. The lights are always great. Love KC lights.
You got an Overland Vehicle Systems cap. Love these guys. They're killing it.
Got molly panels, recovery boards over there, the Max Tracks, and lots of different stuff. And to be honest, we've got more we want to actually use it for. So we're gonna kind of make it like an Overlandy, go fast sort of build, but kind of a chase truck too. So we envision having spares and parts and tools and stuff in here. Not so much camping gear, just because we don't really use this truck in that sort of capacity.
I think that's where the industry is going, guys, and I'm really stoked on it. It's like that pre-runner, going fast kind of vibe, like.
Pre-lander.
Yeah, but even then, like, because pre-lander was a thing, but I'm feeling like it might be tuning more towards like just putting the money towards like making the truck performance-wise going fast
and it's still a truck. Like that's the bummer about a pre-runner is like you lose your bed, you can't haul stuff, and that sort of thing.
A good all-around kind of vehicle that you can have fun with in the weekend.
Exactly.
Scott, the moment we've all been waiting for. What's going on back here?
A lot, actually. So what you're looking at is 16 and a half inches of total rear travel, all factory pivots and production lower links. Nothing's different up there. The upper links, for the most part, are Icon. If you look on the driver's side, we're running our tube link straight, same kit you could buy today off of the Icon website or TacomaBeast.com. And then, and on the passenger side, to get around the fuel tank is an inherent, I guess, problem with Tundras.
That is crazy what you guys did.
This is a proof of concept sort of thing, but we just need to get the link out of the way of the tank, because if it was straight like the other side,
no, I was wondering how you guys did that. So the multi-link is still like technically sort of there?
It's there. I had to talk to our engineers about it too. I'm like, are you sure it's going to rotate that way? But yeah, no matter what, you can make it all super S-shaped and the points are still moving the same way in theory. So it's same geometry, nothing gets weird, just removed it out of the way of the tank.
Dude, that is so
production will be different, but some concept based off of this.
Dude, that is wild.
And to keep the axle from swinging wildly through that travel, we extended the track bar. So cut the factory bracket off the axle and moved it as far towards the passenger side as we could to get a longer bar in there and limit that side-to-side motion.
You said total 16 inches of travel in the back.
16 and a half.
16 and a half. So 13 up in the front, 16 in the back.
Should be very balanced. We're stoked on it.
This thing's gonna be able to party, man.
The 24 Tacoma's got it beat in rear travel.
What was the travel on the Tacoma?
That gets 19 inches.
But I also feel like you guys did a lot more on that one that was not so customer friendly. It was more custom, correct?
Yeah, it's got a East Coast gear Dana 60 in the back and a 3-link conversion up top. So this one, we wanted to make it more like a production kit, but still pretty wild. So it's all the factory frame pivots are there. Had to do a little clearancing up on the frame to let the link get up there. So it's still going to require a little bit of effort to make that sort of thing happen, but it's relatively bolt-on 16 inches of rear travel.
Dude, that is sick.
As far as the shocks go, which is part of the equation, didn't want to put them through the bed like we did on the Tacoma. So instead, we've got a bolt-in shock hoop here, and the first of hopefully many more to come, a 3.5-inch 6-tube bypasses.
Dude, that thing looks beautiful.
Yeah, so a line of 3.5-inch shocks will be coming here very shortly. And in addition to the bypass zones and all that adjustment, it is paired up with our CD EV, which is going to give it that active compression adjustment powered by the IIC up front. So all the shocks are going to work together. And no matter what you've got going on as far as your zone settings go, it'll basically ratchet the shock damping up and down with 10 different levels there as needed.
Dude, that is sick. That is so cool, dude. What do you guys have here in the back? I see you have, dude, is this the new deck system, or it's before it became the one drawer?
New deck system. We'd had one in here before. We just got an updated one. I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not sure on the differences between the two, but these things are rad. Always like to carry stuff in them. We had a lot of our SEMA stuff in it. And this is a big guy, and I'm thinking we're gonna probably use it for like a cooler. Normally wouldn't be this high, you know, she's jumping right now. So, but you know, mount the cooler or fridge on it, that sort of thing. But this is super cool. I like how far it comes out. You almost hide a body on it. And like you're,
dude, for real. What a setup, man. Love how the Max Tracks are hidden inside. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Try to keep it clean.
You guys are the runner-up?
Yeah, our GX 550 kit that we entered in the new product showcase is the runner-up this year. So we're pretty stoked on that.
Good luck on that, guys. That's
Thank-
gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Anything we might have missed, Scott?
Oh man, probably all kinds of stuff. Let's give her an eyeball. Interior wise, right? So backstory, a couple years ago for SEMA, we built a pretty sweet Super Duty. Looks super cool on the outside, but we started with a pretty basic, kind of like a fleet truck, right? It was an XLT, barely above bench seats, had small infotainment, all that stuff. So the outside of the truck looks super rad. We had nice seat covers, but you look at the dash and it's like super stock looking.
Yeah.
So this guy came with the smaller infotainment system, the 8-inch factory one.
So you guys upgraded to the OEM, or?
This is not OEM. Like, we looked into that and it unfortunately didn't fit the build budget because that was very expensive through Toyota for those parts.
Wow.
So we reached out and talked to our friends at Decida. And that's all an aftermarket one. It was a super easy install, plug and play. It looks exactly
Dude,
factory.
I can't believe it. Like, recently we started offering this, guys, on our website, and I'm mind blown by how stock, like, it looks OEM.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's thought that that's just how this truck came, but no, it had the little 8-inch screen. And
Dude,
so it's
that is
looks way
crazy.
better. Cat skin leather all the way around, kind of classing it up, going more higher trim level than your basic SR5.
Dude,
But,
love what you guys did with the seats here. Wow. You guys
pretty
brought it back to life inside.
Pretty much, man. New lease on life. We're excited about it.
Last question. Do you think that this kit will be available, like, to the final consumer? Is that the goal?
That is the goal, yes. And especially with as simple as it is, some shock hoops, some trick link action going on up top, but we'll figure that out and make a more refined version of that. And yes, this planned to be a production kit, although probably not with the 3.5s. We'll probably offer it like with 3.0s, that sort of thing, because I don't know how big that 3.5-inch line is going to be right away, but once they're available, in theory, it obviously fits. We didn't have to modify the frame or anything to get it on there.
You guys heard that, Tundra owners? Good stuff's coming. It's gonna be awesome. Scott, thank you so much, man.
Sure.
Really appreciate it.
Always
Have a
like
good
to
show
come
and
by.
good luck, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, Marty. Good to have you back on the channel, man. Last time, what did we go over?
It was a Tacozilla, man. It was
Tacozilla, and
Tacozilla.
before that, we did the Tundra.
We did the Tundra also, yeah. Dude, you got a better memory than I do.
Good to have you back, and this time with the
Turbo Trail Cruiser. Rolls off the tongue.
Let's talk about what's inside this Land Cruiser.
We took the current V6 twin turbo Tundra Sequoia motor and made it fit into here and then made it run with the ECU.
What
over
made
there.
you guys want to do such a crazy thing? This is so cool.
I like doing crazy things, first of all, but also what made us want to do it is there's a lot of these cars out here. And the normal thing people do when they want more power is they go to a different manufacturer's engine that they can put in there, and then now you're no longer a Toyota. And so we want to be able to offer double the amount of power without having to change the brand under the hood and not have to mess with any bit of the original part of this vehicle. So the motor mounts are constructed to fit the frame motor mounts from the original. The firewall is untouched. The transmission sits in the exact same spot it does when it's stock.
Really?
So same cross member, same everything else.
So sort of the Toyota DNA was there. Putting a brand new Tundra engine in it almost fit like a glove. Is that what you're telling me, or what were some of the
It didn't
hurdles?
quite fit like a glove. It felt like a glove on your foot. One of the major hurdles, for sure, is this current one is set up for a pumpkin on the other side. The pumpkin on the third member is right in interference with the oil pan.
So how did you guys fix that?
This right here dictated, because we want to keep everything under the hood, so you can about fit your finger that way between this and the hood. So if there is some movement, it's going to get up, and you have a little padding there, but I don't want to just tear it up while you're driving around doing normal stuff that most normal people do. So that mandated the height as high as we could because we wanted to keep as much wheel travel, and then we started moving the oil pan over. So we built our own oil pan that takes the same capacity oil but moves it more toward the center of the car to give clearance to the pumpkin at full duck walk.
What about engine mounts?
So it's just fabricating, but because they're further forward, we had to get to that point also. And then we wanted the transmission in the same spot. So to be able to move this engine forward enough to be able to get the exhaust, which you can see right there, to clear without having to go into the firewall and cut up the firewall, we were missing the transmission by about that much. So we had to figure out how to get a manual transmission, a clutch pack, whatever it was, to be able to get that and keep the transmission where it was. And so we started designing a drive shaft that would be about that long and two sets of U-joints with just a little coupler just to get that 5 or 6 inches that we needed, and then figure out where to put the clutch, probably put the clutch back into the bell housing of the stock transmission. And then I found out that Advanced Adapters sells one from some Australian company that we were able to adapt a little bit to make work here.
Marty, how long did you and your team take to do all that?
Longer than I thought it was going to take. So probably 3 months, 2.5 months.
That's incredible, guys. That's pretty badass. I mean, I'm looking here. I don't know if the camera does it justice. Like, it looks like it came straight out of the factory. Like, this is a vehicle that you would have gotten in 1985. And I mean, obviously not with this tech engine, but but how cool is that concept, right? To be able to...
It's got air conditioning too.
Dude. So originally, was this thing, like, where did you guys find the body panels, the chassis? Like, was it in a really bad shape? Did you have to restore that, or was it kind of like in this mint condition that it is?
When we looked at it, it looked pretty decent. We bought it off a guy in Denton, Texas. It was about 40, 50 miles from our shop.
Does that guy know that this car is here right now?
I told him it was going to be here.
That's great.
He said both his daughters learned how to drive in this car.
No.
But it had a crate motor, not a Toyota crate motor in it. We got it, and when we finally looked at it, the floorboards were just rotted out all the way through. So we had to source floor pans and graft those into it. It's a little bit of rust, not horrible rust, but then finding all this stuff. This is all original, all these chrome pieces and stuff. They're not perfect, but they're not replacement, non-original. And
I mean, maybe not to you, Marty, because you're a perfectionist, but this looks gnarly.
Right? I'm like looking at it, just I want to throw up. I swear.
Oh, wow, you guys have a nice infotainment system here.
Yes.
So what's going on interior-wise? I know you kind of started diving into it, yeah. Wow.
This is, all right, here's something to look at. Look at that dashboard right there.
Brand new.
Good luck finding one of those.
No.
You're talking about the things that are hard to get?
It even smells new. It's amazing.
What's the easiest thing in the world? Going on Amazon and buying something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm digging through everything, and I thought, it's a turbo now, right?
Yeah.
So that's an 80s correct turbo badge, and they ran the turbo diesels on these cars in Australia or whatever. So I'm like, oh, cool, I can get the badge. That thing showed up at like 9 o'clock at night, the night before the photo shoot, and I'd ordered it like 3 weeks before on Amazon. You would think, you go, okay, I'll get it tomorrow.
Dude, but you want to know something, Marty? When I saw the picture of that badge, the first thing I thought of was, where did they get that?
Etsy.
Yeah, I was like, how cool. It looks so OG.
It does.
So is it OG, or it's someone that just...
It was Etsy, dude.
Damn, dude. I think you're about to sell a bunch of turbo badges right now. Marty, how many likes do you think we need to get in this video for Toyota to want to start producing this?
You get 100,000.
100,000 likes, guys.
If Toyota...
You get 100,000 likes, I think we can get Toyota's attention to make one of these.
If Toyota thinks 100,000 likes is a lot of likes, well, then I'll take that 100,000 likes back to Toyota and say, come on, let's do this. We'll at least try it.
Hopefully we're not...
Mario told me, that's a deal I made with him. What am I going to do?
Hopefully we didn't shoot too low.
Right.
I noticed it's spring under. Is that how it came originally from 85?
And then we did a shackle swap in the front
Okay, cool. I'm still learning a lot about this year model. What else is new? I see that you guys have JBL in the back.
We put, just because, again, we like to use our stuff, right? It's got a kick butt system in it. And so we use JBL audio for the most part. Split this case. Have you seen that woofer thing they have?
No.
It's about this big, and it's a little box that sits in there, and I'm not taking up floorboard space with that thing. And besides, it looks feature. So we split it, and they mount it on either side with little brackets.
Dude.
And so this thing pumps, and we put soundproofing underneath all the carpet and everything else, so it's pretty quiet when you're driving in it too.
Dude, it looks like you guys went the distance to make it almost like ready for the customer.
We tried to.
Like, you can tell, dude. Even from the smell, it's like that new car smell. Like,
yeah, I love that. You're all, you smell it? It takes me back.
Dude, even seeing how the seats would fold, like, that's crazy, man. And the best part, I think, Marty, is this used to belong to someone, and his two daughters learned how to drive
Both learned how to drive.
Toyota grabbed it and revived it, and now did this.
It was a real car on the road. We wanted to make sure it came back to its original. At least got a Toyota DNA back in it. Somebody put a freaking graph in it or something. Get that thing out of there and get a Toyota back in it.
The engine, did you guys tune it to get a little bit more horsepower, left it intact, just how it is on the Tundra?
Intact, just like it is. But the biggest thing that we worked on with the ECU, with the computer for it, and that was the guys at Ann Arbor and the R&D that helped us. The current ECU wants to know that transmission's doing okay, and it's pumping correctly and everything else. Well, we don't have that transmission anymore. So it says, oh man, we got a problem here, let's turn it into limp home mode.
Yeah.
So it needs to see all those signals, so they were able to D-pin and tuned on the computer and make it just so all it does is run the
And
motor.
the gauges, everything works perfect.
Gauges work, and they're all the stock gauges. We just put analog stuff.
Oh
we
my
left the
God.
stop sensors in there, so it's talking to the computer, and we just piggybacked onto each one of those to send signals back to our dashboard. I mean, even the gas tank.
Dude, between Toyota, Marty, and your team, you guys got the perfect team to make it happen, dude.
Well, thank you so much,
Marty,
man.
thank you so much for being on the channel again. What a pleasure to
I
have
love
you.
it. Yeah,
Thank you, and
no,
I cannot
thank
wait
you for
to
what
see.
you guys do too, getting our product out there all the time. It's awesome.
My pleasure, dude. Can't wait to see your next project.
Taco Beast all
We'll
the way.
see you on the next one. All right, guys, here we are with Gleb in his 1995 Land Cruiser. How's it going, Gleb?
Very, very nice. Thank you very much for having
Dude, you
me.
made it to the top 5. Congrats.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
With this thing, man, how could you not? I want to learn everything about it. Let's start from the front, make our way to the back. But first, I want to know about you. What do you do for a living?
So I'm a carpenter by trade. I'm from New Hampshire and I own a construction company that we do lots of carpentry.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Dude. And originally, where were you born?
I'm originally from Russia. I moved here in 2010. It's been 15 years in New Hampshire, my favorite state ever.
And how did you get into off-roading?
So my main hobby is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So throughout the years, I obviously, being a aggressive combat sport, I had an injury. I had my knee injury and I had to have it surgery. And I kind of was debating coming back to Jiu-Jitsu. And that was the time where I decided to pick up on another hobby. It was off-road. My first ever off-road truck was 2002 4Runner.
Oh,
yes.
nice. That's sick, dude. I love that year 4Runner.
I love this platform.
So then you got into off-roading. Could you see any resemblance between jiu-jitsu and because I know you do sort of rock crawling,
Yes.
right? Is there any resemblance or anything that you can connect the dots with those two hobbies?
It's like when you're rolling and wrestling with someone, you have to have this feeling. You kind of know what you are capable of, the same as how capable is your truck, what to expect, and be ready for whatever happens, because you never know.
So guys, Gleb is actually a black belt jiu-jitsu. I started doing jiu-jitsu. I'm a white belt. He offered to spar. I'm like, no way, dude. I'll just be in your team, man. So let's start from the front, man. How long did it take you to build this thing to where it's at right now?
So this whole build started as a fire truck.
So this Land Cruiser used to be a fire truck.
It used to be a
Where?
fire truck in Japan.
In Japan.
It has the whole back was original pump. The cool thing about it, it's a PTO driven pump that comes from your transfer case. It had a separate drive shaft that you have a shifter. Yes, you have a shifter that pumps your pump on the back. Obviously we removed everything, but if you look underneath, there is on a transfer case, there is additional flange for this drive shaft that I brought actually 2 identical one. It was 96 and 95. I kept this one because it had less miles on it. This one has actually 8,600 kilometers on the engine. It's
That's
new.
pretty darn new. Fire trucks, I guess, don't get used as much. You guys heard that? Importing a fire truck's where it's at. I see here you have some fenders that got fabricated.
Yes.
What was the first thing you did? You got this fire truck in America and then...
First thing I did, I got AirB lift spring lift and put it on 37s. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the setup. It was ugly. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. So we did the 3-link front.
Trail gear front end?
Front end.
How do you like that? I've been looking at getting it myself.
I'm pretty satisfied with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I can't complain. It has its flaws, but that's something that I'm gonna be addressing in the future, like the radius of the turn, But for what I use it for, it's not bothering me at this point. Cool. Yeah, so we did the 3-link front, which helped tremendously, and we had to do a lot of cutting. That's where my boy at Back Bay Customs, his name Adam, he's in Maine. He owns a custom fabrication shop.
Dude, he's incredible. He is incredible.
So he made those fenders and I'm pretty stoked.
What about your winch? What are you rocking for that?
So in our region, definitely there is no way to go do something hardcore without the winch. So Sherpa is a solid winch. I use a worn winch on the rear. We're running 2 winches.
Which, by the way, guys, I can't wait for you guys to see the rear end on this thing. It's freaking sick.
And I've used 2-winch setup a lot. Yes, in a sketchy
You're gonna help out your buddies in the back, or
Yes.
even if you're needing recovery.
100%. Yeah, so it helps a lot.
What are you rocking for wheels and tires?
So those are 40s, those are Venom tires, amazing tires, super capable for our muddy, slippery
Rocky terrain.
Rocky terrain.
I've heard
Perfect.
they're really good guys also in the desert. A lot of like the Terra Crew guys are rocking them and they've been just shredding on the tires. I've been seeing a lot of them, so I'm
Yeah.
stoked. I actually want to try them out myself. What about wheels, man? What do you got?
So those are Fittipaldi wheels, true beadlocks. This truck is super light. It looks heavy, but in the reality it's like super light. With those beadlocks, when I go wheeling, I air them down to like 3.5
No
psi.
way. No way. That low?
Yeah, that low. Never
Really?
had issue.
I want to wheel with you, man.
Yes.
That's something I would do. I won't spar with him, but I'll definitely wheel with you, dude.
I would love that anytime.
I love how the mirrors are here. Does that throw you off when you're
No.
driving, or is it a good placement for mirrors?
I'm not sure if it's a good placement. It's the only placement. And you kind of like getting used to it.
Yeah.
But it adds this charm.
It really does.
Because like the 70 series, this is actually 75 series Land Cruiser. And you know the cool thing about it? Because it's a 4-door.
Yeah.
If you look up the 75 series, it's a 2-door like pickup.
Yeah, yeah.
So 4-door was used common for Africa, and Japanese market, they kept those for usage like in fire trucks and like military and stuff like that.
Dude, that's sick. What have you done to the engine? Is it original?
So engine is original. Do you want me to pop the
Can
hood?
you? If you can
Yes,
pop the hood, that would be
absolutely.
amazing. Right-hand drive, guys. This thing is straight out of Japan, baby. Oh, no way. Tell me it's original.
It's original. So this is 1HZ diesel 4.2 straight 6 motor. We added Australian G turbo in it. Obviously some snorkel. People call it snorkel. I call it an air intake. Diesels, they love air.
Dude, I would love to hear this thing, man.
Oh,
I
this
know we
thing.
can't turn it on, guys. Normally we'll get away with it, but we'll get in trouble here. But God, this thing must sound so freaking nice.
It's very nice, and obviously an intercooler for the turbo.
That is sick. You got an air compressor here. You got the winch control
box.
panel right there.
Yeah.
Sick.
So
dude.
air compressor, because we're running air B lockers front and rear.
Front and rear. Is this an old catch can?
No, catch can I have right here. This is PSC Hydro Assist that we're running in the front with our 3-link setup. Hydro Assist. Yes, so
Turning gets really nice and
turning those 40s. You know why? Because originally this car didn't even have power steering.
oh, dude, I believe you.
Yes,
Yeah. From the factory, they would come with no power steering.
Yes, like because it considered like a service truck, all manual steering.
Yeah.
All the civilian versions of the same truck, they have AC, power steering, and all
That's
this
good
stuff.
that you did that mod. I have an 81 pickup with 33-inch tires, and that's hard.
That's
Like,
hard.
imagine doing it on 40s.
Yes.
That would be crazy.
That's almost impossible.
Love how the exhaust is coming out through here, dude. What a nice touch.
We were running it like all the way, but kept smashing and smashing and smashing. It's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Enough.
Guys, this guy wheels. I had a chance to geek out with him, saw his Instagram account, and dude, you have more vehicles too.
Yes, so I told you about my first vehicle, the 3rd gen 4Runner.
Yeah.
I wheeled it for like 3 years, and I had, okay, I need to step up.
And this is you stepping up.
Nope.
No?
No.
Oh, really?
This was my 3rd vehicle. The 2nd vehicle that I had was 80 series that I imported from Japan. Right-hand drive, 1HDFT motor. This thing whistles. When you hear it's rumbling, you was like, I want to hear it every day nonstop, you know?
Oh man, that's sick. That sounds really cool.
That was my first step into a solid axle game.
Okay.
And then I
I
was like, you know what? Yes, exactly.
What about these sliders? Who made these for you?
So when we finished the front, I left the rear with a leaf spring setup, which did the job, but I wasn't 100% happy with it. So I brought this truck to my good friend Will. He owns a off-road shop in Maine, Force Motoring, and he was doing the rear 4-link setup on this truck. So he made those rock sliders as well as part of the rear end setup.
Dude, that's sick. What's the story behind the wrap? I know wraps have stories and reasons for them.
Yes, so I consider it's a classic car. For me, I use it. It's not a show truck. and I want this, you know, like patina to pop. And so it doesn't have any rust because like I take care of it, but I want people see that it's a used truck. It's been beat up, you know, we use it, and we came up with this concept. But my father-in-law, he's a professional soccer player.
Oh, no way. What's his name?
His name is Sergey. He's an older guy now. He's from Belarus. So number 11, the number he played it.
Oh, that's good. That's cool that you have that type of relationship with your in-law, man. What did you do in the interior so far? I see you have some gauges, these awesome PRP seats.
PRP seats are amazing. They're helping, you know, like to stay where you should stay, you know, like on our bouncy, slippery off-road trails. Not a lot, honestly, not a lot. It's a rear delete seat. I have a platform that I built that I can throw my recovery gear in there, some gauges, exhaust temperature, and like your PSI for the turbo, and that's pretty much it.
Dude, it's incredible how well some of these Japanese imported cars, like the condition that they come in. Like,
and it's manual.
I don't know if I've been lucky, but yeah, this thing looks brand new, man. Like, it's, I don't know if you fixed up a lot of things to clean it up, but it's like,
this is all how it came.
Look at this steering wheel, this is nuts.
This is all how it came, and it's manual. It's a little bit weird to shift it with the left hand, and a lot of people are asking me, is it like mirroring? I said, no, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same as you do with your right hand.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah,
but you're doing it,
but with the left.
Oh, that's gotta be tricky.
Yes.
You got a Rhino roof rack with Pelican cases. That's a sweet setup, my man.
I love it. Rhino rack. I run so many different racks on my other vehicles, on my 80 series, on my Tundras that I use for work. Rhino rack is my number one. I would say the quality, amazing.
We've installed a couple of them, and they're a solid company.
The small details that guys put into these products are amazing. Like these 3 bars on the bottom, you have to line them up like for this specific bracket, right?
Yeah.
And see how it has a tape measure underneath. It allows you, and it has a holes that you line up, and you don't have to measure anything. And another,
dude, that is sick.
Another cool thing, I
forgot they had that, but I guess I saw it and I didn't really think, because you know we just Tacoma guys just. They have it easy. Yeah, they have it easy.
Everything new is easy. For playing with something old that is like you can't buy anything for it.
You gotta measure.
Yes.
Dude, Gleb, let's talk about the rear end. What is this, man?
So originally I wanted to put a Australian, because this is kind of like Australian, Japanese setup.
2 great countries coming together.
Yes.
That's super cool.
Yes. I have an 80 series with tray and canopy, and I didn't want to do the same setup on the second vehicle. I wanted to keep it light for more capability, and this setup works amazing. Wheel from Force Motoring fabricated the whole thing. It's a work in progress kinda, but I'm super happy with it.
Let me ask, this is me just not knowing, right? Most of the time when I see this stuff, what would you use this for? Like, because every time I see this, I'm like, man, if I put something here, it'll slide out. What would be the purpose for it?
So this is obviously, it doesn't have like any brackets and stuff, but there is a multiple points where like you can attach. This is a 1/4 thick aluminum panel.
Super thick.
Yeah, you can bolt on any brackets to hold onto like toolboxes, like for us construction guys, Milwaukee packouts and stuff, you know.
Dude, that would be perfect.
Yes.
Those new Milwaukee boxes are,
I love those. Yes.
Super cool.
Yes.
You got taillights here. There's a Warn winch you mentioned.
Warn winch on the rear. Yes, we relocated the tank underneath.
What an incredible setup. So it's new. You just revealed it here at SEMA. You're obviously now got to go wheel it. What's next for this thing? What's sort of like the missing touches that is needing in order to get it on the trail?
I'll be redoing the rear links. We're gonna be extending the rear links a couple inches further for more travel. Obviously gonna redo coils for the right weight setup. Those are not rated properly, unfortunately. We didn't do the calculation properly, but it's easy, just swapping the coil over, so nothing crazy. The only major upgrade I wanna do, I wanna change the power steering box. Because this is pretty small for even with the Hydra assist, you know, like it's, in my opinion, it's not doing the right thing. So we'll be beefing it up. Yes.
Gleb, when you were ready to go, man, I would love to be there, dude. Thank you for being on the show, and congrats on the top 5, man.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the trail.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, they absolutely killed it at SEMA this year. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.